Okay. It's not working. Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for December 18th, 2025, to order at 7:02 p.m. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Here.
Golombek,
Here.
Sampson, Sheridan,
Here.
Troisi,
Here.
Council President Pellegrin,
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing out there? Great, right? Beautiful time of the year. Celebrate Christmas. We just left Thanksgiving. We got New Year's coming. And we all have a lot to be thankful for. I think that's the most important thing, that we settle in and we just take that sentence for the moment and say to ourselves, yes, we do have a lot to be thankful for. Okay, we got a lot to do this evening, so if you would all please stand for our prayer and flag salute, I would appreciate it. Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your friendly, fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbors. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring your peace and happiness to our community. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building. Also by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 3rd, 2025, and published on January 8th, 2025.
Okay, first up, we have approval of minutes. We have the October 2nd, 2025 work session, the October 2nd, 2025 executive session, the October 16th, 2025 regular meeting.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move. Second.
Any discussion? Did we get both of them?
Yes.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have the presentation to the Residents Assistance Program from the Homeowners Association. I would like to call forward Mayor Coletti, Council President Lorraine Pellegrin, Chief Feligno, and Angela Fava to be presented by Linda Colombini and the homeowners.
Anyone else? Okay. Yes. On behalf of the Elmwood Park Homeowners Association, once again, we are so proud to give you this check in the amount of $4,000 for the Resident Assistance Program. You did wonderful work.
No, I want to say something.
Where you going?
I just want to say thank you to Linda and all the members of the Homeowners Association. Linda helps us every year with this, and we're able to buy so many toys for our children in need. We helped over 100 children this year, so she does so much good work for our community. She's always giving back to our schools, to every organization to help. And she puts in a lot of work and effort to be able to do that, so we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Our pleasure.
And we really appreciate everything you do for our community. Want to get one nice picture together? Come on.
Did you want your check?
Yeah, I want my check. Councilman, want to get in with us?
I'm about to. I must say, with the homeowners and Linda, not only does she donate to this organization, but many organizations in the course of the year, she's doing what is right for the town. She's consistent, and I always say, even though I'm looking at the check here, show me the money, here's the money. Right? So, and it's going to a great cause that is administrated by this young lady here and her staff members also. Everybody here gets the credit for it. It's just one good, beautiful deal that we're dealing with here.
Your last donation this year, so starting in 10 days, we'll start all over again.
That's all we want, the 19th. We still got some time left. I'll see you later.
Come on, everybody. Stand together. Stand together, Mayor. Thank you again, Linda.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody that helps with the homeowners association.
That's possible.
January 23rd, don't forget.
There you go.
I should have gave this to
All right, Mayor, after this, then I'm going to have the Board of Health come up.
What time?
And have the Board of Health come up before.
Okay.
After this, I'll let you know. Okay, at this time, we have a special presentation to the Wallace family from the Elmwood Park Police Department and New Chamber of Commerce. I will turn the meeting over to Chief Foligno.
So, everybody, this is Krista. She's a friend of ours here in town. She's a resident. Sadly, she lost her husband a few months ago. Suddenly, Chris got sick one day, went to the hospital, and a week later he's gone. They have 3 children, young children. They're beautiful people. They're part of our community. He was instrumental in the Little League. Our children are in our junior academy every year. And we really, our heart went out to the family, so we rallied around her to help her out, raise some money for her. Joe, with the Homeowners Association, Chamber of Commerce, Joe, the new Chamber of Commerce, is in charge of it, so we partnered with him to do this car show. It was a really nice event, and we raised a lot of money for Krista and her family, and she's getting emotional, and that's okay, let it go. And Joe has a check. We'll be talking about the holidays, but we're here for you, we're your family too, and whatever you need, we're here for you. So hold on to that and take a picture. Who's got a camera? I got one, here you go. Would anybody mind? Piece of camera. Thanks.
Okay, we have one more presentation, well, 2 more, but a presentation that was left off the agenda mistakenly. We have the Board of Health that would like to come forward. At this time, I would like to call forward John DiMarzio, the president. and the fellow members.
Thank you, Mayor, Councilman, Every year we have an event, and it's our fifth annual Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors, and it's just a growing event. And we have so many wonderful volunteers. And what we like to do is we like to thank all of them, each and everybody, because without them, we wouldn't be able to have the event. And we have so many volunteers and people that are passionate about our senior community and the Board of Health. And one of the recipients this year, we want to show our recognition to him because he's been with us for like 3 years already, and he gives a lot of his time, and it's really appreciated because he does the setup, he does the takedown. We had a car, like a classic antique car show too, along with the event, and he brought his classic car. So we're so appreciative, and if we can just call Michael up. Michael Sparvero. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much, Michael. We truly, truly appreciate it, because without your help, you know. And we do have a certificate of appreciation for you. Thank you so much. And the Board of Health of Elmwood Park would like to present this to you. Thank you. Can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? Joe, do you mind taking a picture? Board of Health, Lorraine, and do you want to get involved, or do you want to take a picture? Everybody, Board of Health?
Yeah, of course. Let's go get, take a picture.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Joe, give the weight.
We have mezzanine. That's it. We just gotta let everyone know. I see everyone. Fantastic. And I will share this with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you really want to say all those names?
Where is she?
She walked out. Oh, she's a kid.
Sinead, we also have a list of our thank you lists, so can we read that? But it's going to be the three of us, and we should go over it pretty quickly. And this way, we don't have to wait until the public session. Along with this, we have so many people that we'd like to thank, because there's so many people involved, and a lot of it comes from donations from people from the local establishments in town, and even like through other towns too. And without them, we wouldn't be able to have the event, like, you know, a wonderful event that we have, because they donate items to us, and then we actually give them back to our senior community or our community. And nobody pays anything, it's all donated, and it's just the way that we give back to our community. So I'd like to I have a list of all the thank yous, because every year the Board of Health would like to thank each and every person that contributed, because they're just so important. So I'd like to firstly thank the Elmwood Park Board of Health. President John DiMarzio, Vice President Lucia Intrieri, Treasurer is Jeanette Randazzo, Secretary Shanae Morris, Clarissa Proctor, Doris Wetchler, Lori Sparvero, Angela Kraft, and our council liaison, Lorraine Pellegrin. I'd also like to thank Mayor Coletti, Chief Foligno, and Roy Rigatano for all their support throughout the years and for this event.
Okay, crazy love. And everyone that helped make this year a success: Al Dente, Amy's Real Treatment, AP International LLC, Avanti, Birchwood Deli and Liquor, Blue 42, Ciro's Hair Pavilion, Conti's Funeral Home, The Craftsman, Elmwood Park Barbershop, Elmwood Park Diner, Elmwood Park Pharmacy, Fairlawn Diner, Four Seasons, Francesca's, Glorious Florist, the Intreri Family, Lorraine and Pete Pellegrin, M&M Liquors, McCrumb's Bakery, New York, New Jersey Giants, Parkway Diner, Payless Liquors and Deli, Pizza Town, K Pasta Restaurant, Saddlebrook Diner, and Sarah ShopRite of Elmwood Park. Signed up: Simone's Haircuts, SK Nail Salon, Soaring Car Wash, Soundstage Entertainment, Taste of Italia, The Pet Care Market in Lodi, The Spice Room, Vicario's, Vilma's Nail Salon, Vito's Pizzeria, and over the 50 incredible vendors.
Yes.
Also, the people that we'd like to thank are the dignitaries and the officials. It's Congresswoman Nellie Poe, Assemblyman Al Abdulis, Bergen County Sheriff Anthony Caruton, Commissioner Marianne Amorosa, Tom Sullivan, Jeremiah Ortez, Steve Tonelli, Elmwood Park Council, and the Dale Fava and the staff of the Elmwood Park Recreation Center. Also, we'd like to thank the volunteers that participated, Mike Spavera, Sandra Ballesteri, Isabel Ballesteri, Amy Cluzet, Jeannie Freytag, Renee Marie Testa Adams, Nada and Mimi, Jay Newman, Alessandra Curcio, Vinnie Rendazzo, Jennifer Rendazzo, Mike Wilkie, Ralph and Terry, the Morris family, Michael and Brian, Maya Morris, Pierre Lewis, Mia Morris, Pierre Lewis, Karen Pena, Diane Bomberg, Stern, Chip, and Melissa Yerger.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next presentation is recognition of service for Councilman Golombek. I will turn the meeting over to Mayor Coletti.
Well, there comes a time when we all hang up our spurs. I think it's a little premature for this young man, though, hanging up his spurs. Talking about that councilman that's sitting to my left here, Mr. Golombek. From the years of being here, I recall him coming into these chambers as a very young man, maybe 15 years old, 16 years old. And you still look the same, by the way. Very concerned, you can see, involved, wanted to be involved. And one specific item that I recall was when there was some controversy going on about the tank on the corner of the Boulevard and Market Street. Him and another gentleman came in and they defined, actually it wasn't a tank, it has another name. It looks like a tank to me, but, that just stood out in my mind, how he took the time, him and his colleague, to investigate what type of equipment it was, and it only lent itself to helping us make the decision that we were going to renovate that tank, and there it is, it's still on a corner. Over the years, we've had some good conversations, I would say. I got to be honest, I'm going to miss you. I miss the bantering. I miss the bantering. I'm going to miss that. And I will say this, that when you go up and down the Boulevard and Market Street and you see those village lights, this man was very instrumental in bringing them to Elmwood Park. So, with our deepest appreciation, we're proudly honoring Daniel Golombek for 9 years of dedication service to the Borough of Elmwood Park, public service tenure, council member January 5th, 2017 to April 30th, 2019, mayor April 30th, 2019, December 31st, 2019, council member January 2nd, 2020, December 31st, 2022, council member January 5th, 2023, December 31st, 2025. With gratitude from Mayor Coletti and the town of Elmwood Park. Want to speak?
Yeah.
At the end?
Do everyone for
Okay.
the presentation.
Okay.
Meeting the last one before you go.
Okay. Okay, on all three, well, actually four items that we honored, we're going to have the council comments. We'll start off with Eric on the end there, please, Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to keep my
comments condensed and as brief as possible because obviously we have a long night to begin with. So everything I've seen here tonight is an example of the heart and the dedication of the residents of this community. From Linda Colombini to Joe now with the Chamber of Commerce and Lorraine, the RAP, everyone involved here. If there's a problem, we'll fix it. And the recipient of that of the Willis Award, Krista, she's the perfect example. We came through as soon as we could, and we gave you the best assistance we could. So that's just moving to me. It truly is. Mr. Golombek, epic story. Your story kind of reminds me, as being a Garfield native, reminds me of Tom Dutch. Tom Dutch was the youngest mayor in the city of Garfield, I believe, in 1978 or 79, and his career path is similar to yours. However, you're bailing out, and I'm not quite sure why, but I wish you well. I enjoyed it's only been a year, but I have enjoyed sitting on a dais next to you, and you and I also have picked each other's brain. So good luck and best wishes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to keep the first ones condensed, and then I have something to present to Dan. I want to thank Linda and the Homeowners Association for all they do for our community. To the Willis family, a coach, a mentor, instrumental in our community, and you know, she deserves it. And again, like the chief said, if you ever need anything, we're all here for you forever. Also, Joe Oswald and the Chamber of Commerce, great job. And the Board of Health, John and the Board of Health, great job also for what you do for our community every year. I'm honored to recognize a public servant whose commitment to Elmwood Park began long before he sat on the dais. Councilman Dan Golombek has given 9 years of service to this borough as a councilman, 2 years on the Board of Education, and has been in elected office since the age of 18. Public service has never been something he tried, it's always been who he is. I began my own journey at 26, but I watched Dan grow into this role from a young age. I remember him coming to council meetings as a kid with photos of damaged sidewalks and curbs, speaking with confidence and purpose. That same care and passion has never left him. Over the years, Dan helped pave hundreds of roads, plant hundreds of trees, bring lighting to the boulevard through grant funding, deliver a state-of-the-art turf field, and yes, even fighting to bring Wi-Fi to our public library. He stepped up when this borough needed leadership, served as mayor during a time of need, defended Elmwood Park against unnecessary lawsuits, and always kept the focus on the residents he served. But Dan's greatest contribution may be the example he set, showing young people of Elmwood Park that involvement matters, that service matters, and that your voice can be the difference. While his presence on this dais will be missed, tonight is not goodbye. It's simply our opportunity to say thank you. I got Dan a gavel because a gavel represents leadership, responsibility, and the decisions made in service to a community. Dan carried that responsibility with integrity and heart. It is my honor to present him with this engraved gavel, which reads, Councilman Daniel Golombek, your service leaves a lasting legacy in Elmwood Park. Dan, thank you for your years of service, your dedication, your lasting impact, and most importantly, your friendship to me and my family. Elmwood Park is better today because you served. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, Linda with the homeowners, great job as always. The Willis family, good luck to you. If you need anything, we're here. I'm sure it's never going to get easier. It's the first set of holidays. Reach out to us if you need us. Joe, great job. Looking forward to working with you. Naturally, the police department always does a good job. Mr. Golombek, I've spent 4 years here with you. I've learned a lot. Good luck, be well, and I hope everything works out for you.
Thank you.
That's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Troisi.
I also would like to thank Linda Colombini and the Homeowners Association for their generous donation to the Residents Assistance Program. Just on Tuesday, she made a generous donation to the Board of Ed to be used for our 3 grammar schools. Linda, I so appreciate your commitment to this community. To the Willis family, I know that nothing really will ever ease the pain of losing your husband, the children's father, but I hope that you found some comfort in the love and support from the community. John and the Board of Health members, thank you so much for all the work that you put into Elm Park Celebrate Seniors. It's always such a wonderful, successful event. And I had no idea that there were so many people and so many businesses, aside from the vendors who, I could see there obviously, that contributed to making that day such a wonderful success for our seniors. And then I'd like to thank outgoing Councilman Daniel Golubek. I really, truly wish you success in your future endeavors. It'll be interesting to see what you do next. I just hope you don't come back and run against me, so. Anyway, that's it, Mayor, thanks.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Pellegrini.
Yes, again, I want to thank you, Linda, from the bottom of my heart. You help the Residents Assistance Program so much every year, and you help the whole community. You work hard, and all the members work hard with you, and really, you make a difference in our community, so thank you. To the Willis family, you've been through a lot, a real lot, and you continue to be in all of our prayers. I'm glad that we did a wonderful fundraiser with the chief, the police department, and the new Chamber of Commerce with Joe, and we all kind of rallied together to try to help you and your family the best we could, and we want you to know that, like everyone else said here, we are here for you. Whatever you may need in the future, please reach out to us. We want to support you. We're a loving town, and one thing I like to say about our community is when someone's hurting, when someone needs us, we do all rally together, and I hope you feel the love from all of us. And to my colleague, Dan Golubek, I've known you for a long time. We've had our differences at times, but you really had the best interest of the residents in your heart. And one thing that the mayor did say with the lighting on the boulevard and Market Street, it's beautiful, and that was your vision. It really was, and that forever is going to be there because of you, because of your vision of it. And every time we ride down, still, me and Pete were riding down today, and I'm like, look at the lights, look how pretty it looks. It's so festive, and that was really your work. So we appreciate that. We appreciate all you've done. Again, there's differences here and there, but sitting up here is never easy. It's tough decisions. It's not an easy job, and you've done it for many years, and we thank you for your service for all these years. And I wish you nothing but the best. I really do. You're an intelligent young man, and I think you will go far. So thank you for that. And to my colleagues on the Board of Health, I get the opportunity to work with these people on a monthly basis. I've been doing the Board of Health for years now, and they're the best group of people. They really are. They care about our community so much. They work so hard, and they really make a difference. So I want to just thank you all, and I'm happy to be a part of such a loving group and a loving family. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Golubek.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to start off by thanking Linda Colombini of the Homeowners Association for the donation. I've said this once before, but we have a big crowd tonight, so I'll repeat it. Long before Linda would come with the checks, the Homeowners Association has been donating to community organizations for many years. We're going back decades. Many years it kind of went under the radar and wasn't recognized, but it's important to note that it didn't just start yesterday. I want to thank Mr. Joe Oswald and your wonderful fundraiser with the Chamber of Commerce, and I want to wish the Willis family all the best in the days, months, and years ahead, you and your children. Our hearts are always with you guys. to Mr. DiMarzio, who took over the Board of Health and really, really ran with it. I mean, if there's ever an example of a community member being appointed to a board and just really taking it on as their personal, like passion and project, that's Mr. John DiMarzio and his colleagues on the Board of Health. Again, tremendous event, and I continue, as I go back into just being, an average resident, I look forward to watching that. I want to thank my colleagues for their kind words tonight. There's no big reason why, I didn't want to run again. Sometimes in life you just feel that it's time to use your time and do other things, whether that's business, work, relationships, friendships. And this year I just felt, it's time to create some space to pursue other things that I enjoy in life. I'm a proud resident of Elmwood Park. I bought my own home last year, so I look forward to staying in this community, staying involved, sitting out there with you folks and holding this council accountable starting January 1st. But I very briefly want to just talk about 10 bullet point items of things I'm proud of. Not that I did, but that I worked on along with colleagues that are here and in the past. In the last 9 years, we were lucky to have several years of zero tax increase on the municipal level. We put together a joint tennis court project at Elmwood Park High School. They stood dormant for 7-8 years. We came together to fund that project and get it done. Right around when I started on the council, our police department was down to 35 police officers. We're now over 50 and fully staffed, making sure our residents are safe. We launched a program, 222 new trees by 2022. We were successful, and the town is healthier and greener for it. Elmwood Park has one of the best fire department stipend programs for our hardworking volunteers, one of the best in Bergen County, if not the state of New Jersey. We reduced the speed limit on East 54th to 25 miles an hour. We got the Veterans Monument project done at Borough Field. The turf field at the rec center, which is used by hundreds and thousands of children, and my personal pet project, the lighting project, which everyone can see now, but the part that wasn't mentioned tonight that's just the first part. Phase 2, $700,000 in grant money will take us all the way to Route 4. We have $700,000 from the federal government to continue the project on Market Street all the way to the Saddlebrook border. And just in last week's paper was yet another grant to get us to Route 46. Hopefully within 3 or 4 years, our 2 main drags will be beautifully lit up as a point of safety, as a point of pride. So I thank you all. I thank you all for your comments. I'm still a resident. My phone is still on, and I thank you all again. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I'd like to say to the Willis family, I apologize for the last event. I wasn't capable of being there, but my heart was there. And just my view of Chris at the time, it seems like he was 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000. Every once in a while, a person comes along like that. It's just, they're pure. They're totally into what they're doing. There's no BS about them. They're totally given of what they're supposed to be doing. And when the time came and the children weren't actually involved in the sports, he stood on. And for many years after that, that was total dedication. And I think that's how he'll be. His image will be indelible for the rest of the time. And what he's done for Elmwood Park is here, it's not going nowhere, and it makes us even better for that. So my blessings to you and your family, and to Chris. He's listening right now. I think he's probably saying, let's play some ball. As far as the Board of Health goes, I think we have one of the best Board of Healths in the county of Bergen. They reach out far beyond their do's and don'ts that they're supposed to do. They've created a whole different image of the Board of Health of Elmwood Park, how they extended it out to the seniors. And John and company, I take my hat off to you. Stay the course, and we do appreciate your existence. I feel so blessed that I have the opportunity to be the mayor of this town with the people I'm surrounded by. They're not talkers, they're workers, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Well, that's all I have. I think I reached it all. Okay, we're moving along. All the kids? All right.
Okay, moving on to ordinances. We have ordinances on second reading. Let me get myself situated. Resolution R-369-25, introduce ordinance number 25-31 on second reading. Whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to authorize the undertaking of storm and sanitary sewer improvements at various locations and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $400,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, was introduced and passed in a meeting held on Thursday, November 13, 2025, and that for the consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting, whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to authorize the undertaking of storm and sanitary sewer improvements at various locations and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park and the County of Bergen, New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $400,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second. Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Sampson. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-370-25, introduce ordinance number 25-32 on second reading. Whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-35.6, handicap parking in municipal parks to add Cherry Hill Park, was introduced and passed in a meeting held on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, and that for the consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting, and whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-35.6, handicap parking in municipal parks to add Cherry Hill Park, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Golubek. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-371-25, introduce ordinance number 25-33 on second reading. Whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance enacting Borough Code Section 20-5, use of personal recreation transport vehicles on borough turf fields to address turf field safety and maintenance, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance enacting Borough Code Section 20-5, use of personal recreation transport vehicles on borough turf fields to address turf field safety and maintenance, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-372-25, introduce ordinance number 25-34 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 16-1.2, lawns and shrubs height restrictions, and 16-1.3, failure to maintain lawns and shrubs to address private tree hazard remediation by the borough, was introduced and passed in a meeting held on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting, and whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 16-1.2, lawns and shrubs, height restrictions, and 16-1.3, failure to maintain lawns and shrubs to address private tree hazard remediation by the borough, passed on final reading.
Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance? If not, close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi.
Actually, I would like to make a motion to table this for further discussion. I'm not very comfortable with some of the language in it that gives the discretion to the borough.
We already have a motion.
Oh, okay, then I'll vote no.
Okay. Council President Pellegrin,
Yes.
motion carries. Moving on to our consent agenda, we have the following resolutions. Resolution R-373-25, approval of payroll. R-374-25, approval of bills list. R-375-25, authorized vacation buyback. R-376-25, award of bid 2023 Green Acres Program, Elmwood Drive Park. R-377-25, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-378-25, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-379-25, amendment to the 2025 Fire Department clothing allowance. R-380-25, resolution to relocate a bus stop. R-381-25, appointment of police towers. R-382-25, approved handicap parking space, Veterans Place. R-383-25, appointment of firefighter. R-384-25, resignation of firefighters. R-385-25, person-to-person liquor license transfer. R-386-25, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Golubek. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
I'm going to recuse on 382, 383, and 384. I'm going to vote no on 376-25, which is the Elmwood Drive Park improvements. Yes to the rest.
okay? Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
I'm going to recuse from R-379-25, R-383-25, and R-384-25. Yes to the rest.
Council President Pellegrin,
Yes.
motion carries.
Shanae, just real quick, I forgot 379 as well.
Okay,
To recuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to departmental reports. We have the Board of Health meeting minutes from October 20th, 2025, and the Library Board meeting minutes from October 20th, 2025.
May I have a motion to accept the reports?
So moved.
Thank
Any-
you.
We have the two, correct? Any discussion? All in favor?
Okay, Mayor, this concludes my portion of the meeting. I will turn it over to you for council reports.
Okay, council reports. Mr. Fasolo, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Mayor, mine is going to be quick. I just want to clarify my vote today for voting against the Elmwood Drive Park improvements. One of the reasons why, well, the reason why I voted against it is because I don't think it brings out the full potential of what could go at Elmwood Drive Park. After 2 years of planning, there was supposed to be a pickleball court there, a volleyball court, and a lot of things for the residents. But with an over $200,000 grant that we got in the pre-election move, this majority decided to take that out to present to the residents that they weren't spending over the grant. However, it seems that we spent more money than what it would have costed us to put those things there, just in redesign and engineering fees and canceling other grants that we were supposed to get for the improvements like the marina by the river. So doing all that and then moving to redesign the turf field, the phase 2 of the turf field actually costed us more money than giving residents more options at Elmwood Drive Park. So my vote was no, just because I think that Elmwood Drive Park is a great park to redesign in a certain way, and in a move to show the residents that they were saving money, actually costed us more money. So that's why my vote was no. Other than that, progress, Mayor.
I'd like to fact check that a little, Councilman, regarding the park and the amenities that have been stricken from the proposal. The only reason we're not putting those amenities in is because the grant does not cover it. And we're all cognizant of taxes to where we would have to come out of pocket and the taxpayer would have to pay for that. As far as the marina goes, once again, we've got to be cognizant of taxes. That was $1 to $1 there, and at this point, there was made no sense, or was not affordable for us to continue on that project. All right, moving along. Councilman Sampson. Did I get you already? No, that was before. Okay.
Yes, sir, thank you. I have one small comment as far as the Marina Park is concerned. As the mayor said, it was a lot of money on our end to match that grant, and also it makes no sense to me to make improvements to a park that's regularly floods, and no one could assure us that there wasn't going to be damage to things that we spend money on. So that's my opinion. As far as my committee reports, I attended the planning board meeting last week. The MLB project is stunning. It's awesome. It's huge. We approved their sign package. Elmwood Park's existing sign ordinance is very limiting, and that big, huge building, which has no exposure to any residences, excuse me, offers a big area for them to put signs up, electronic signs. I made sure the stipulation went in that approval that there shall be no live video on those signs to distract passing traffic. That was the planning board meeting. Finance committee met yesterday. We paid our bills. Our own EMS service continues to be strong, busy, and responding to our residents' emergencies. Response time typically was within 3 minutes. So 3 minutes from the time you call for an ambulance, probably no more than 5, you're going to get an ambulance there. We have one available. If it's 2 calls or 3 calls at the same time, then we're going to have to get assistance from outside agencies. We're doing our best, making it as strong as possible, and we're also, plans are evolving to replace an ambulance that's at the end of its service life. They're both old, but obviously the first one's going to get replaced. We're going to do the best we can to get funding for that and get that done shortly. My other borough activities, attended the tree lighting, and we welcomed our new Elfie. If you've seen Elfie sitting next to the Christmas tree there, lit up, and also the menorah lighting at Borough Field. I attended both the homeowners party as well as our AARP party last week, which were well attended and great events. AARP, Jeanette, doing a great job as president. I make sure that my wife helps you as her vice president. I kind of make sure she's out there giving you a hand. It's been a very busy time lately. Great things are happening in our Elmwood Park. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and let's welcome in our new year on a strong note. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Golenbeck.
You know, Mayor, in all the years we've been serving together, I think the one subject we had the most passionate arguments about was grants. And normally I'd be all over this debate between you and Councilman Fasolo, but being that it's my last meeting, I'm going to let it go. Though I tend to agree with Councilman Fasolo more. Happy holidays. I wish everyone a happy new year. And as always, at the end, we have our public portion. I look forward to hearing what our residents have to say on various issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. Basically, the tree lighting, we had a lot of people. I just want to say thank you to the Elmwood Park Police Department, our fire department, and our DPW. We also had the snowstorm, and on top of the snowstorm, we ended up having water main breaks. Our DPW was out there almost 3 days straight, so I just want to give a big shout out to them. Great job. I also want to wish everybody a happy holiday season, a happy new year. Be safe out there, and God bless Elmwood Park. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Tracy?
Thank you, Mayor. For my rec update, the Elmwood Park Recreations partnered with Latin Heat Moves and the Elmwood Park Latinos Association for a free dance workout on December 22nd at 7:30 p.m. in the Senior Center. You can register online at latinheatmoves.com and use the code EPR to get the class for free. My Board of Ed update, let's see. As I mentioned previously, on Tuesday, the Board of Ed, at the Board of Ed meeting, I was honored alongside Councilman Sampson and Linda Colombini to present a check in the amount of $3,000. Preschool enrollment opens January 12th through the 30th. You must provide proof of Elmwood Park residency by presenting a copy of a deed, a property tax bill, or a copy of the lease that includes the children. Additionally, they'll need to present any two of the following: a current utility bill, a homeowner's or car insurance, a pay stub, or a driver's license. Let's see. Children that are eligible for pre-K 3 must be 3 by October 1st, 2026, and for pre-K 4, they must be 4 by October 1st, 2026. And then the Elmwood Park Patterson Elks Lodge will be hosting a winter read-along on January 17th at 12 p.m. at the lodge for grades 1st through 3rd. The title of the book that's being read is The Biggest Snowman Ever. Every child that attends will receive a copy of the book, build a snowman craft, and be served lunch and dessert. If you'd like your child to attend, you could RSVP to me at 201-674-6589. And then lastly, I'd like to wish the residents, Mayor Coletti, my fellow council members, the chief, and all of our employees, a happy and safe holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Pellegrin?
Yes, good evening, everyone. My Residence Assistance Program update. Last week on December 11th, 12th, and 13th, we had our annual toy store event to help those in need. Over 100 children in our Elmwood Park community will have toys for the holidays because of this event. Also, 60 families in need will receive gift cards to ShopRite to ensure a nice meal for the holidays. Thank you to my team, Angela Fava, Dion York, and our police department. A big thank you to our businesses, our families, and our friends, and our residents, and all the volunteers who are always there to help us. Thank you to the mayor and council for always giving us support for this program. Our community working together makes this program thrive and be able to help so many in need. God bless you all. And just a little note, you know, I read these things and I read facts and I read numbers, but when you're in that room with the parents that come in and they say to us, they say to the team, we may not have had a toy for our child this year. And some people might say, really, in Elmwood Park, does that really happen? Yes, it really happens. People are without food, people can't give their children toys, people can't pay their bills. So this program is a blessing, and it's a blessing because all of you. All of our community rallies together to make this program a success. So again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart so that we can help others. My Board of Health update, their next meeting will be held on January 12th at 7 p.m. It will be their reorganization meeting as well as their regular meeting. All are welcome to attend.
Who's that?
Lastly, I would like to wish everyone here and at home a happy holiday and a happy new year. May 2026 bring us all good health, happiness, and most of all, peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And I would just like to end up by saying Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, a safe one and a prosperous one. But before we continue, we have a celebrity in the audience here that has just arrived. I believe you all know him. Mr. Wimberly, would you please come up? Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Good evening, Elmo Park, Mayor, City Council, residents of Elmo Park. It's really an indeed honor, and we had a voting session today, Dan, so we're flying up the highway to make sure we made it here to be here with you today. I can remember, I guess, 14 years or so ago, Dan helped me in my first campaign when Pathmark was still here, and we were handing out literature in front of Pathmark. Councilwoman, you know about those Pathmark days. So, Dan, it's been a pleasure to watch you grow, not just politically, but as a man. It's a pleasure even to see you on the soccer field when I have to do a double take to make sure it's you working soccer games. But your best is yet to come. You are a true star when it comes to not just politics, but people. Your respect that you've garnered, not just in Bergen County, but throughout the state. I recently had a conversation with somebody in the state of New Jersey about you, and you're known statewide. And I can say I'm proud to serve not just LD 35, but here in New Jersey, that you are just getting started. So on behalf of myself, Senator Benji Wimberly, Assemblyman Al Albaziz, Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter, and Assemblyman-elect Kenyatta Stewart, we just want to present you with a proclamation which is going to be read into record and is signed by Senate President Nick Scutari and Speaker Craig Coughlin, honoring you for your superior service as a councilman here in the borough of Elmo Park. God bless. And I'd like to wish everybody else a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless.
Thank you, Senator. We appreciate that.
Wings on me at Blue 42.
You got it. Go Giants.
I don't know about the
Okay, moving along. At this time, that will conclude our council comments. We will open the floor to the public, but before we do that, I know we have a lot of people here concerned about the Miller Avenue and the sober living. I'd like our attorney to read an opening statement. Mr. Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. I know we had some comments last week, and there were some questions and a lot of seeming...
Could you get in the microphone?
My mic not working? Better?
Yeah, just use mine.
Better? Yep.
Much better.
So there was a lot of discussion at our work session, was it last week, 2 weeks ago, about the cooperative sober living residences, some questions about the borough's role with respect to licensing of these facilities, how the locations are selected, et cetera. The borough has a fact sheet that I prepared that is, I believe, on the table in front of you, but just before the comments are opened, a quick overview. So licensure as a cooperative sober living residence, which is a Class F license, is governed by state law and the Department of Community Affairs rules. Operators submit applications directly to the state and must comply with certain state requirements regarding the operation. That includes having an on-site supervisor and certain program and activity requirements. Class F licenses are also periodically inspected by the State Department of Community Affairs as part of its licensure process. The borough does not select the sites for cooperative sober living residences and has no control or involvement in the state's licensure process or decisions. There are no restrictions under the law regarding the distance from schools or churches or any other businesses. There are also no restrictions regarding the number of cooperative sober living residences which may operate in a municipality. Questions or concerns about the licensure that is granted by the Department of Community Affairs can and should be addressed to that agency. The borough can't speak to those licensing. The borough receives notice directly from the Department of Community Affairs after a Class F license has already been granted to a specific residence in the borough. Once it is licensed by the state, the Department of Community Affairs becomes the sole enforcing agency with respect to uniform construction code and regulations governing rooming and boarding houses. That's again a matter of state law, which trumps any ordinances that the borough might purport to implement. State law also specifically exempts cooperative sober living residences from certificate of occupancy requirements in certain circumstances, including where it involves a single-family dwelling in a group R3 or R5 zone, so long as those residences are being utilized by no more than 10 occupants, excluding staff and operators. Sober living homes, finally, are protected under the Federal Fair Housing Act and the New Jersey Law Against Discrimination, which prohibits discrimination based on disability, including addiction. The borough, consistent with state law, treats cooperative sober living residences in a non-discriminatory manner. And that is the overview that we wanted to make sure the residents understood, given the level of confusion that seems to exist in this area.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, we have a copy of that in case any of our
I believe the
residents...
chief said it's in the front. Yes, in front on the
We do
table.
have copies in case any of the residents care to have a copy of that. So may I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Second.
If there are no objections, I will open the floor to the public. Anyone care to speak on any topic whatsoever? That will start with that lady. She had her hand up first. I ask you, it seems like there'll be a lot of people commenting tonight, to keep your comments to about 5 minutes so we can have the opportunity of hearing everybody speak, and let's remain civil. Yes, ma'am.
I thought it was 10. I prepared 10. My mic's not on.
I hit the button. It's got to turn red. There you go.
Hello? Okay.
We need your name and address.
Sharon Coaches, 52 Miller Avenue. And I would like to address first the residents from the DB Living Sober House that are here. I worked for 36 years with the children who suffered the consequences of addiction. I am all about children, and I have scars from it. So don't take anything personally. I'm about the kids. So I hope you understand. My name is Sharon Coaches, and my family and I have been taxpayers and residents for this Elmo Park community for over 50 years. I'm here tonight because children on my block are being put at risk, and the children with the legal the people with the legal power to prevent that have chosen not to act. The property at 58 Miller Avenue, the Fasolo House, is located just 50 feet from a state-licensed preschool and only steps from middle school, grammar school, and high school. The assertion that the building department was unaware of the preschool is not credible. That preschool has operated for 18 years, holds a 5-star rating, and was subjected to a surprise inspection only after I questioned how a sober living house could be approved next to it. Approving this peer-run residence with no licensed on-site supervision beside children is not an oversight, it's a conscious acceptance of risk. Relapses, impaired judgment, and impulsivity are well-recognized realities of substance abuse. Placing such a facility next to schools creates a foreseeable, preventable danger to children, and choosing to ignore that danger is an affirmative decision. For the past 6 weeks, I've documented incidents, asked direct questions, and followed every proper channel. What I received in return was silence, dismissal, and deflection. That is not leadership, and that is not lawful. Addiction is a legitimate medical condition with real recovery needs, yet the placement at the Fasolo House ignores those needs entirely and fails both the Sober House residents and the surrounding community. There is no public transportation, no nearby services, no stores, no meaningful recovery infrastructure, and all which are state requirements. Another serious problem and violation is that the individuals have been living at the Fasol house for the past 2 months without proper documentation or fire inspections. When confronted with the issue, the building inspector brushed it off with me and said, "I'm not a detective," despite multiple eyewitnesses confirming that the residents already lived there. This is not a minor oversight. It is a clear failure to enforce basic safety and legal requirements. We already know what happens when risk is ignored. The borough has lived through that before, when a state-placed resident struggling with addiction on Miller Ave caused a fire that killed her, nearly harmed an elderly landlord, and forced an entire neighborhood to evacuate. That tragedy is not in the past. It continues to shadow every resident that lives on Miller Avenue. Mr. Robert Kenny of the DCA, who is very transparent, confirmed that zoning and land use decisions, property maintenance enforcement, and parking regulations are the responsibility of the local authority, not the state, and that the state oversight of these facilities is not indefinite. After the first year, all responsibility returns back to the local government. After the initial year, the borough is required to inspect these properties and enforce compliance, but documents prove this is not happening. State records show multiple properties in our town are violating both state and local rules. If violations like these are allowed, it raises a serious question. Why is the municipality failing to enforce its own laws? According to that website, the River Road House has 15 residents, the Lincoln House has 12, the Van Riper House also has 12, far exceeding both the town ordinance of 2 residents per bedroom and the state limit of 10 per house. Yet these residents are left unchecked. More alarming is an operator who publicly stated he intends to open more sober houses in Elmwood Park and has been contacted by members of the borough for guidance. This placement of a sober house is not hopeful and only accepts a foreseeable risk to children. Children are not collateral damage. Under New Jersey law, children are a protected class. The law does not require certainty of harm, only foreseeability and the ability to act. You have both. One of the statements claiming that you will treat this like any other house is not neutrality, it's turning a blind eye to danger. This is not like any other house, and the law does not allow you to treat it as if it were. State Bill S4015 requires criminal background checks for these homes. Assembly Bill A3556 requires an additional on-site supervision during school hours for sober rooming houses located within 1 mile of a school. The state will now allow any child inside the sober living house without their legal guardian. No child is allowed inside is meaningless when residents freely move throughout the neighborhood. The risk is proximity, the risk is exposure, the risk is what happens outside where children and residents inevitably cross paths. Attorney Trent stated that residents will not have cars, which, by the way, there is no guarantee, and therefore the recovering addicts will be walking throughout the neighborhood. Mr. Kenny from the DCA confirmed that sober living residents and their guests are fully allowed to have cars on the property. There are also 3 there right now in the vacant house. This council must decide whether it will enforce existing laws, protect children, and safeguard taxpayer resources. Despite having clear authority, the borough requirements should be zoning review, parking analysis, and safety-based site evaluation. Even when residents asked for one on the record at the December 5th meeting, we were dismissed. And yet the violations continue, the profits grow for the sober living enterprises, and the community pays the price. When will our leaders stop looking the other way and start protecting the residents they swore to serve? We already have 5 of these facilities, and adding Miller Ave will make 6 within our 2 square mile borough. Hackensack has the same amount, and it's double our size and our population. Saddlebrook has 1, Fairlawn has 1. Our neighboring towns, their officials aren't asleep at the wheel, why are ours? Who decided that placing another facility on a street saturated with children, steps from schools, athletic fields, and one near the rec center was acceptable? Based on what safety review? Based on what written findings? Based on what professional assessment? Towns including Montville, Emerson, Westwood, and others united in a coalition to prevent the unchecked overpopulation of sober living houses, taking decisive action to protect their communities. Elmwood Park treats it as if they're just a house, without adequate consideration of the risks for both the community and even the residents of the sober living house. Nothing in state licensing removes local authority. Dr. Klein from Bergen County Mental Health Services said it clearly. Local municipalities are responsible for zoning, land use, house maintenance, and parking. Think about this. Would anyone consider placing a sober living house next to one of our marijuana dispensaries? Our town has 25 licenses for those businesses. Of course not. That would not be acceptable. This is the principle at stake. Municipal decisions must must protect public safety, comply with the law, and serve the welfare of the entire community. So tonight, what actually have you done to protect all of us? Under New Jersey law, these rooming houses are inspected once a year, increasing to twice annually starting around March. Twice per year. Is this a good level of inspection? When a home is located next to a sober living house, that raises documented safety concerns. Homeowners may be required to disclose that information when selling their homes. If we fail to disclose it, we can be sued for non-disclosure because buyers have the right to know about conditions that could materially affect their safety, comfort, or property value. This means homeowners, the taxpayers that fund your salaries, are stuck paying the price for your inaction. Property values may decline, insurance questions may arise, disclosures may be mandatory, and the financial burden falls entirely on the taxpayers. On top of that, many residents are now forced to invest in costly personal safety measures, entirely at their own expense. Neither the borough nor Ms. Fasolo are covering these costs, creating a real financial burden on families who simply want to feel safe. Beyond the expense, residents might also be subjected to the trauma of witnessing relapses and overdoses in their neighborhood. We saw that already on Miller Avenue. Families invest their life savings in their homes. They deserve clear, honest answers, not evasion, not silence. This is not stigma. It is about fairness, property rights, and responsible town planning. Councilman Fasolo is publicly listed as a liaison for child and youth advocacy, a role meant to protect children in our community. Yet a family member of his is the one placing a sober living house directly next to our children. This raises serious questions about whether the interests of children are being put first. Mayor Coletti and the council hide behind, it's the state. But under New Jersey state law, they are failing their fundamental duty to protect the children and have focused on protecting sober house residents. This council still has both the authority and the obligation to act, and the public is watching to see whether you will. To the mayor, the chief, and the building inspector, what you have demonstrated on Miller Ave is not leadership. It is a raw misuse of power. You pushed through a predetermined agenda behind closed doors, stripped residents of a meaningful voice, and knowingly sacrificed the quality of our life on our entire block. Hiding behind a hostile, disrespectful attorney will not protect you from accountability or from the fact that you have trampled the rights of the Elma Park law-abiding residents. I'm not going away, and neither are these concerns. I will continue to speak up until this borough addresses them openly and honestly. Because silence helps no one, not the residents of the sober houses, not the families next door, and certainly not the children who will walk past that property every day. We need to protect our children. My conscience is clear because I've acted to protect them. The responsibility now rests with you, the council. Everyone in this room tonight, remember when you vote, remember exactly who's responsible for these decisions because their choice affects your property, your community, and most of all, your children. Thank you.
Mayor, before we go on to another resident, I think it is unfair to associate me with something that a family member is deciding to do. I have zero say on this. If the property has anything to do with the decision that we have to make, I must recuse. A family member could be a criminal. A family member could be the President of the United States. A family member could be a murderer. It does not mean that it reflects on me. I'm going to continue to fight for the children in this town. I'm going to continue to be an advocate for the youth of this town, and I'm going to continue to fight for the residents of this town. This property of a family member who doesn't even live in state, who I have not spoken to for about 8 years, should not reflect my tenure on the council, should not reflect any decision that I make on the council. So to name it the Fasolo House, or to name it, to call me out because it is a family member, it's just unfair because it's not my home. I'm not up here making the decision to rent my home out to something that the town has concerns with. So I think it's just blatantly unfair to associate something that a family member is doing or deciding to do with my tenure on the council. And that's what I'm going to say about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak on the matter, or any matter for whatsoever? Yes, yes, sir. Name, rank, and serial number. Did you get that?
On behalf of myself, Philip Kosovich. I was hoping my voice would carry. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name, as I stated, is Stephen Kosovich, on behalf of my mother, Philka Kosovich, residing at 40 Godwin Avenue. I'm speaking tonight to urge the council to proactively draft and adopt a municipal ordinance to regulate the density and placement of cooperative sober living residences, or CSLRs, within our township. Our goal is not to exclude individuals in recovery who are protected by the Fair Housing Act, but to ensure that these residences are integrated into our community in a way that is sustainable for both our residents and the neighborhoods. Currently, without local ordinances, we risk clustering or over-concentration, which research shows can actually undermine the very normalization and community integration that these homes are intended to provide. I ask that the council look at the following 3 pillars for a new ordinance. Reasonable spacing requirements. Following the lead of townships like Randolph and Rockaway, we should implement a minimum distance, such as 1,000 feet between CSLRs. This prevents any one block from becoming a de facto institutional zone and preserves the residential character of our neighborhoods. Number 2, protected zone buffers. We should establish reasonable buffers between these residences and sensitive areas like primary and secondary schools. A 1,000-foot buffer consisting with our existing drug-free school zones provides a rational basis for location while still allowing ample opportunities for housing elsewhere in town. And number 3, strict licensing compliance. Under the new 2025 New Jersey State Law S2952, the state has increased penalties for unlicensed homes to $25,000, and our local ordinances should require all CSLRs to provide proof of their Class F license from the DCA to the township clerk. This ensures that the town is aware of these homes and can verify they are meeting the mandatory twice yearly state inspections. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, dear. Your name and address?
Vanya, 207 Elm Street. And kind of funny, last time I saw Mr. Fasolo, he was my political science teacher. So I hope, whether you agree with what I have to say or not, you're proud of me, so. Okay. Good evening. My name is Vanya. I'm the daughter of Sonia Sveta Zaninovic and Petar Zaninovic, who have been homeowners in Elmwood Park since 2008. For the past 18 years, my mom has been the sole owner and family child care provider of our in-home family child care called Early Arts. I brought her flyers if anybody wants to see. My mom actually could not be here tonight to speak on behalf of her business herself, as she is busy working with children. So I jumped at the opportunity to speak on her behalf, as it gave me the chance to do something I don't often get to do, brag about how amazing my mom is. Since 2008, my mom has been one of the best preschool teachers, not only caring for children while their parents are away, but passionately teaching them about the world. She has made sure that children leave her program more than ready for kindergarten, and that every child has a positive and fulfilling experience in her care. She's so passionate about her job, I often complain that she never stops talking about it, and it has slowly taken over every corner of our home. Everywhere I look is some art project that her students did, or toy castles that we can't touch because she promised them it would remain exactly the way they left it before they return tomorrow. She works tirelessly, and this shows through the relationships she still has with her preschool students years later. Last September, she attended one of her preschool students from 2009, Sweet 16. I am beyond proud of my mom, and I'm grateful for the pillar of the community she has become. During COVID, we learned how important family child care homes are, and that without child care, society simply can't move on. She's not just an essential worker, but one of the most underappreciated. Family child care homes are notorious for their low ROI and are often called passion projects within the child care industry. A large reason for this is because under New Jersey state law, family child care homes are not allowed more than 5 kids at one time. This puts a cap on how much the business can grow and how much income it can generate. We respect these rules and have always abided by the guidelines set forth, not just by the state, but by the city of Elmwood Park. These rules are in place to protect the children of Elmwood Park and to put their safety and security first above all else. I'm here today to ask you, have we done the same in regards to the halfway house we're planning to establish one door down? Our concern is not with the concept of sober living itself. We do not intend to discriminate against individuals in recovery and fully respect the protections provided to them under state and federal fair housing laws. Our concern lies in the question that the same way there are rules in place preventing family child care homes from operating in a way that could potentially harm children, have we considered the placement and regulation of such a facility within a tightly packed, school-centered residential neighborhood like ours? Unlike some New Jersey municipalities, Elmwood Park does not appear to have an explicit school buffer requirement for sober homes written in its zoning code. At the state level, New Jersey does not impose a universal ban on sober living homes near schools. However, cooperative sober living residences must comply with the Rooming and Boarding House Act and any applicable local land use regulations. Recent state actions reinforce that sober homes must follow municipal zoning requirements. The town of Elmwood Park and the governing bodies elected into office by us, the residents, holds the power to pass ordinances to regulate where sober living homes can be located, adding control beyond just the state rules. We already have 5 in Elmwood Park, one of which is directly across from the middle and high school. This one is going to be within mere feet of our preschool, which cares for children under the age of 5. At current, Elmwood Park does not have a clearly stated ordinance that establishes a minimum separation distance between sober living homes and schools, such as my mom's preschool, which is 1 house away. Townships such as Howell and Linwood have at town council meetings just like this one made the decision to establish ordinances which require sober living homes to be 1,000 feet from schools and other sober homes, creating clear zones and guidelines for these residences. Just like anything else in our city, sober living homes have the possibility to either thrive or fail and cause harm to the community. This is true in the case of our family child care home as well. There are rules in place that do not allow for us to care for more than 5 kids at a time, as it would pose a safety risk to the children. All we are asking for is that the same way there are rules and regulations in place for that, we establish rules and regulations for sober living homes as well. So yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
Mayor, can I just say something? Vanya, I'm proud of you. I was Vanya's teacher. I remember her getting straight A's in my class. Her writing was superb, and now that I just saw her speaking is even better. So I'm glad you're doing well.
Anyone else care to speak? Yes, sir.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Bonani. I own the DB House Sober Living, which operates 4 properties in town at 413 River Road, 88 Van Riper, 564-566 Market Street, and 201 Lincoln Ave. And I brought a bunch of the residents, of which this is a small portion of the people that have gotten and stayed sober as a result of living in an environment that I provided. I'm also a person, just so you guys are aware, long-term recovery. December 5th, I celebrated 14 years sober. This is not my house. I don't have any prepared statement. I didn't know what to expect. I just showed up because I caught wind of it on Facebook and wanted to come. And the only thing I can really share with you guys, aside from some of the things in the law, is that I've done this for 413 River Road. There's a lot of things that are being said that aren't true. It is inspected once a year by the fire department, acting as agents of the state of New Jersey to comply with all laws and licensing requirements. The licenses are posted on the wall. The DCA sends out people once a year to check everything that is going on. Nothing is below board that's done there. The requirements and the allowance for residences, they come in, they measure the rooms, they make sure that the homes are well kept, they make sure that you're not going over an occupancy. They're very strong with those rules. So everything is allowed. There's separate licensing. For example, just to kind of address the River Road house, it's a 2-family home. It's got 8 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. That's why it's allowed to kind of go over that 10-person limit. To address the 88 Van Riper, yes, on the website it says 12 beds, because as he read, it is 10 residents and 2 operators. Those are the people that are tasked with making sure that the rules are being followed. It's very strict. We drug test and breathalyze. There is 0 tolerance for use of any mind-altering substance in the house. The residents that come in, just so you're aware as residents, I'd probably would be the same way if I wasn't a sober guy who lives this way, right? The truth is that these are not state-funded facilities. These are rent-based. These could be your boss,
your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your brother, your husband, and your wife. That's who's here. If these guys and girls were to stand up, and again, this is just a fraction of the people, they're working members of the community. I am a tax-paying individual in town. I don't use any resources. If you want to pull records, I opened the Market Street House in 2020. The amount of police, fire, first responder calls is 2 in 5, almost coming on 6 years. There's never been a crime committed by a DB house resident. I've seen things in the past on Facebook. If an addict or an alcoholic were to relapse, that they would go and rob the neighbor's house so they become a target. I can promise you that that's never happened. The person that you should be afraid of is the active alcoholic and addict that lives on the other side of you, that is an active addiction, that is doing these things. And let's not keep our heads in the sand and not think that that is actually going on in this and every town across the country. The opiate epidemic has killed tens of thousands of people in the state of New Jersey over the last 10 years. It's a fact. You can look that stuff up. I don't want to comment on the law. I appreciate a lot of the things that were said. I appreciate the way that the town handles all the good things that happened at the beginning of the meeting. And I can't make anyone accept anything. I'm not here to change any real minds, but if you'd ever want, you can reach out. My number is the one on the website. I have a thing where when anybody goes on my website, right, it alerts me on my phone. And I know that someone's about to call me. And I saw a lot of Elmwood Park in the last few weeks coming up, and now I think I understand why. And it was just people doing some research on what is going on there. I'm an open book. Last week, if you would have come to the VFW, we're there doing a recovery meeting and dinner every night. It's open to the public. Last week, we had 200 sober alcoholics and drug addicts in the VFW at 6 Veterans Place. Anyone could have come. It was a great time. Not one person drank, not one person did a drug. I mean, this is the type of stuff I would say, and I'm not going to speak for these guys, I'll speak for myself. If it wasn't for sobriety, I wouldn't have anything that I have in my life. Just like the daycare center. I don't think anybody's looking to impose. This is not my house, just so you guys know. I'm just speaking on behalf of what I do. It's still a labor of love. It's not that I'm out here printing money and getting rich off of the backs of down and out alcoholics and addicts. I've lived in 2 of the 4 homes with the people that were in there. In the period of time getting it started and making sure that it was going to run the right way. It's not going to be a blight onto the community, and I really don't know what else to say, but if there's questions or you want to come to me after the meeting, I'll hang out for a little bit. I'll answer any questions that I can in the way of experience. I can tell you this, most people in town hadn't even known that anybody was there. And the reason that the state designed the laws the way they did and took the power sort of away, the way I understand it, is because of this. Because if it was up, if they had to ask permission prior to opening, this is what would happen at every council meeting in the state, and people would be unhoused and have no chance of recovery. So, I mean, that's kind of the way I think that the law was written, and we want to be a part of the community, and I think we are a positive member of the community in Elmwood Park and beyond. Fair Lawn is mine, and Saddlebrook is mine. One of the things for the council to sort of, in Saddlebrook, I had to fill out a paperwork just recently because I know that there's low-income housing requirements. That's a big battle in the state of New Jersey. I'm not an attorney, I don't know. But those beds in that town are going to go into their allotment of what there's required. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just something that happened. I would open more in Saddlebrook and Fair Lawn. It wasn't, I didn't do one because they told me I could only do one. I did one because it's one of the more recent ones that we did. But we're not trying to flood the town. It's not necessarily that way. It's just we're helping people, and there's more people looking for this sort of help that I can possibly provide as it currently stands. So thank you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, sir.
Good evening.
One at a time? Yeah. We only got one mic there.
Good evening. I didn't come prepared to say anything, but just tell you the truth. My name is Lewis Cawthorn. I'm associate pastor at Friendship Baptist Church in Batesville, Arkansas. I left my church home and moved up here because I believed in my friend's vision, and I believe in sobriety. I'm the resident at 58 Miller. I've been there for the last 2 months. And it's a beautiful home. It's going to save lives. And I'm going to be the facilitator over that home. I believe in what God is doing. I listened to a lot of talk here tonight, talking about community this and community that, neighbor this and neighbor that. All we're trying to do is help somebody learn how to live. Mark, thank you for your speech because you spoke a lot of truths, and thank you for that. I know you personally. But what I'm trying to say is, we're not the villains here. We're just trying to help family members. We're trying to help people learn how to live. We're not perfect. We're not perfect at all. And people know that. Just the other day, I had 4 officers come to my house. Why? Because there was a package at 52 that the driver had left for the second time, and I did not even, I'm wondering where my package is, and it was on my phone, and I called Amazon. They said, well, he said he took a picture. It's at 52 Miller. I knocked on their door. I did what the app told me to do. I knocked on their door. I left a message. I didn't only go once or twice, but I went 3 times. Just being a neighbor. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. But nobody ever came to the door. One of the boxes was thrown back on my step at the bottom, but it didn't belong to me. It belonged to my neighbor. So I politely took it to them. But I sat in my kitchen doing my homework because I'm in college online. I'm trying to get my doctorate. And a knock was at my door, and there were 4 police officers at my door. I politely told them to come on in. They asked me, do you have a problem with your neighbor? I said, no. I said, I went over there and knocked on their door inquiring about my packages. They were like, oh, well, we got a call and said, you were doing this and you were doing that. My life is an open book.
How did it end up? Did you get your packages?
I never got my packages. I got my peace. I got my peace. And you know, they refunded my money.
We clearly get your point.
But what I'm saying is, I'm 58 Miller. I'm there by myself. I'm waiting for somebody to come in who needs some help. Because if we don't help the next man, then the next man may not get some help. We need to help each other. All I've heard was community this and community that. We're supposed to help each other. Lend a hand to your neighbor. I want to read one thing. I woke up this morning and I read Proverbs every day. And
that was a good start, waking up. Right?
Yes,
am I right?
Yes. That's the best part of it. And I knew we were coming to this meeting, but this is what really started my day. It was Proverbs 18 in the New King James Version. It says, the first one to plead his cause seems right until his neighbor comes and examines him. See, we would look, as in the recovery community, if we did not come and have a voice against the ones who don't want us to be there, they win. We have to show them, we have to show the community by being of assistance, by being of service to one another, by helping the elderly, by looking out for the kids walking down the street. I have all girls, 3 granddaughters. So I'm very passionate when it comes to children.
All right, sir.
It's just, you know.
Sir, I don't want to interrupt you, but.
I just want to say thank you.
And we thank you for what you've said
58 Miller
tonight.
is a safe haven.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. God be with you also.
I just want to say the word. I'm living in 22 Miller Avenue.
Hold on. Please come forward. You want to speak?
Yes, I do, because, you know,
Come to the microphone.
I don't feel
Give us, be calm. Be calm.
I'm emotional. Sorry, guys.
All right.
My name is Miroslav Tofilski. I'm living in 22 Miller Avenue. And guys, I praise you for whatever you do. Hats off for you guys. You sober up.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I allowed the other gentleman too to face the audience. You have to address us.
Yes, I just want to tell you something. Just
be please concerned. We have children. So I have 2 girls walking every day there. I appreciate what you guys doing there. I am not against you, whatever you guys doing. But who gonna pay for safety? Who gonna pay for something when somebody gonna hurt my girls? I will not leave this thing alone like that if something happen to my girls. I'm not says it's gonna happen, but nobody can guarantee me. Please understand that we have a fears, okay? We know what drugs can do. I have a brother which is alcoholic. Us, you gotta face us. Which one is alcoholic, okay? And I know what, what the addiction can do to somebody. So please take care of our kids. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, ma'am. Welcome.
Rebecca Golombisky. I'm at 20 James Court and previously, I forget my address, Falmouth Avenue for 35 years. Homeowner in the community since I've been 10 years old. Nothing against any of these sober living households, but as a community, we need to take care of our community first. And Mr. Fasolo, I take exception that you were defending yourself. It's your name. You have no choice. It's your name.
What does my name have to do with anything that's going on? So if something happens at your home, if something happens at your home that you owned once, hold on, you addressed me. If something happens at your home that you owned on Falmouth Ave, and a family member had bought it, and something happened at that home, am I going to blame you?
I'm saying don't defend yourself against that. You have the same name. There's nothing you can do.
What does that have to do with anything?
You're defending it, and she didn't say anything about you.
I never said if I was for or against any facility.
My point here is that in the community, we had no idea of what was happening, that we have 7 of these homes in this community. It just came upon us when it became 52 Miller Ave and next to it. No one that I know, and I have plenty of people in my family that are public officials, friends, family, and they didn't know that this was happening. They didn't know that there were 7 sober living households in this community. And all of a sudden, it's all over. There's 1 in Fairlawn, 1 in Saddlebrook. We have 7. And why? Why and who's responsible? That's all we're trying to find out at this point in time. Who's responsible for allowing it? And again, no disparaging against any of you.
I think we can answer that question. That would be the state.
Well, that's not what is being said here tonight.
Well,
and this is the first that I'm
who would
hearing
be
of it.
responsible then?
I don't know. Is it the state? Is it the county? Is it the municipality? If the local authorities have any kind of say-so, we should be involved. Communities should know that this is happening. We have to know when there's a pedophile that lives next to us. And I'm not saying again, I'm all for rehabilitation. All of us have been touched by people that have problems. But this is not the way to go about it, to just surprise residents and all of a sudden you're living in a community that's residential, that's affecting my home values, that's affecting everyone's home values because of the fact that they're just put in these places. So we want to know as a community, we want to know as homeowners, as taxpayers, as voters, we want to know why this is happening, how it's happening, and why that they're able to skirt underneath certain laws, zoning laws, parking violations, residency laws, occupancy. If there's occupants that's supposed to be 10, why are there 12 and 14 and 16 in different houses? It doesn't make sense. I can't put 16 people into my home. I can't put 10 people into my home. And I have a 4-bedroom home. So why is it allowed in these houses? Why is it allowed to just show up and with no previous anything to our community? This is our community. We all grew up here. I know many of you that you grew up here. And again, I'm all for rehabilitation, whether it's alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. I'm very happy that these people have the opportunity to do this. I just don't want it to be surprised in my home or next to my home tomorrow or yesterday when these zoning laws and everything else has not been addressed. Thank you.
Anyone else care to speak on this subject or any subject? We've heard from you already. Do you want to speak again? We're going to let this gentleman, he's new, and then we'll get to you.
Hi, my name's Ivan. When I first just came into, the room and everything that was being spoken about with the community and all the help that you guys have been doing. It was very, how could I say, it was very intriguing to see how you guys are, helping everybody out and doing all these different events. And I'm like, how could I get involved? That's what I'm telling myself. I was like, I should talk to some of these people afterwards and see how I could be of service, right? I am also, I'm the owner of 58 Miller, well, not the owner, I'm renting 58 Miller right now. And we are fully going, every step that we have to take, all the legal things that we have to do, which is comply. We have a CO, we do have a fire cert. We are not going to have over 10 residents, just like you guys had mentioned. We're following all the rules that are being told to us. All we're trying to do is just be part of the community, be of service to the community. Mark mentioned a lot of good points, right? Like, there are background checks done. There are things that people are vetted before coming in. Usually if a person goes into a sober living, it's because they want to do better. It's not because they have to. They're willing to go and live into a place like this to better their lives, I'm just, I'm a little upset about what's going on, and I don't want to be a disturbance. The last thing I want to do is not be wanted in a community, So basically, all I wanted to say was that, all we're trying to do is just contribute, and get involved and kind of help out what's going on here in the town, and however we could do that, that's what we would like to do. And, I'm also in recovery, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was pretty ashamed to say that. But today, I'm not ashamed to say that because my life is different today. I show up to meetings like this. I go and do service work. I talk to other guys. I try to give a helping hand, and, I don't want to be a disturbance. That's not what I'm here for, and if we cause any issues for you or anything like that, then yeah, come talk to me, and if it's really that big of an issue, but there's nobody even living there. There's only one operator in there right now. We're not even open. There's one car in the driveway. Nobody has overdosed there. There's nobody living there. There's not even beds in there yet. So all those things that were said, they're not really even factual, about overdose on 58 Mill. That's never happened. There's one person living in there. Until we get DCA approved, nobody's going to be living there because you're not allowed to. We're following all rules and regulations, and if it becomes a problem, I will leave. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be unwanted in a town. That's the last thing. I didn't sit there and say, I want to go move into 58 Miller and it's going to be a problem. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. That's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought, like, I went to a concert, and it's the last thing I'll say. I went to a Metallica concert, and they asked how many people in the crowd have somebody who might be suffering from the disease of addiction. The whole audience raised their hand. I'm sure people can relate, right? To have a place for people to go and to get better, I think that's a solution, not a problem. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, dear.
So back in Mr. Fasola's political science class, he told me that we're allowed a rebuttal in a debate. I feel like we're all getting very emotional from both sides. I think objectively, the fact of the matter is what we're asking for is an ordinance not allow sober living homes in Elmwood Park, but to consider the distance that they are from schools. Because as my neighbor, who I just met today, sorry, I don't want to turn around, but it's nice to meet you. I've never met him before, said that, or maybe it was the other guy, I forget. They're just people. It's like as if it's your brother, your sister, your aunt. I have a sister who I don't know where she is due to addiction. I have an aunt who I don't know where she is due to addiction. Neither of those people, if they decided to get help, I would want them near a school. Because when they were going through addiction, and addiction has a 90% relapse rate, it's just part of the disease, they would harm their own mother to get to whatever it was that they needed at that time, whether it be drugs or something else.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me ask you. I want the attorney to answer
finish?
this question.
Okay.
Does she have a contention in terms of distance from school?
Mayor, that's what we discussed in executive last time, and I prefer not to discuss it. I think that's a trend.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Continue, dear.
My point is, it's not the issue of sober living. We all need sober living in this society. I know this from my own family. The issue is, if 2 doors down is a school, that is where we are asking you all to do the research, same way as we have done as the residents, into what we can do to kind of separate those two, because like I said, I have had in my family addicts, because it has a 90% relapse rate, who have harmed their own mother in order to get to whatever it was they needed. So I do not want children to be close to that, because I don't want them to be the person who's collateral damage in a situation such as that. So that is my point. My point is we're just asking you to look into ordinances that might allow a distance from schools. Anywhere else, we can have as many sober living houses as we want, as we need, but just not next to a school. Their children are a protected class. They can't speak up for themselves. And I feel like that's common sense. So.
Mayor, in response to her concerns and comments, can I make a motion to create a committee to look into this and then maybe have something for our next council meeting? I won't be on the committee because some people think my name works against me, but for 3 council people to be on a committee to investigate the ordinances that other towns have and then come back to the council and investigate what we could do on this topic in regards to moving forward with, sober living facilities and all that. Because I'm sure we could take ideas from other communities and things like that and try to come to a consensus that would make both the council comfortable and the residents as well. No, maybe we could make a committee. I make a motion to create a committee.
Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
You second it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would like to be on the committee.
Any discussion with that? Okay, who would like to be on this committee? Lorraine?
Yes.
Pam?
You should do a vote. Technically, there's a motion on the floor, so vote on that motion.
All in favor?
I can't. Who is on the committee?
Still vote on this, because you're not voting specific to this property. This is about the
Okay.
process.
Okay.
Okay, so we need a vote. We need a vote.
All in favor?
Okay.
So we have a motion by Councilman Fasolo and second by Council President Pellegrin to create a sober living committee to discuss ordinances.
Is it all in favor or a vote?
All in favor?
All
Aye.
in favor? Against?
Okay.
Okay. Now we need to
Carries.
form the committee.
You can do it now, or you can do it later. That's up to you.
Well,
Mayor-
let's get it done now. Yes.
I understand your desire to get it done now, however, excuse me, January 2nd is the reorg meeting. Do we want to consider waiting till the first meeting in January?
And you'd rather table this until,
I'm just talking out, just thinking out loud, that's all.
table until our work meeting?
In terms of naming the actual.
Oh, okay, I said,
Mayor, any committee you form today will cease to exist at the organization meeting, so you'd have to create.
do it again. Okay, so we'll just null and void that for now.
You can still.
But your consideration is,
Recreate after we'll reorg.
yeah,
Create it with 3 now, and then we'll recreate it at the reorg.
Okay.
So it's seamless.
sounds like an idea.
Thank you, thank you.
We try.
Thank you, dear. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, yes, ma'am, we need your name, rank, serial number, firstborn, we need the whole ball of wax.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Kimberly Emanuel Boyd. I reside at 59 Miller Avenue. I just want to let you know that I had a lot of contact with the family that actually lived directly across the street from me. Very nice family. They had 2 young girls who went to the school. The last interaction that I had with them, the father came over to say goodbye to me because they actually had to move out of that house because they told me that the landlord had increased the rent so expensive that they could no longer live there. So I expressed concern and he said, we were going to move a few blocks over so that the kids could continue to go to school. So I just want to make you all aware of that. Again, I have no problems with addiction. I lost my ex-husband 20 years ago to a heroin overdose. I have lots of addiction in my family. I am a registered nurse for 30 years, so I understand, but the safety of the children is absolute. I mean, I've lived there for almost a year, and I cannot tell you how many kids I see up and down that block. For Halloween, we had tons of children there. So,
Thank you, and I'm sorry to hear about
You're welcome.
your husband.
I just want to say one more thing about the committee. If we can, at the reorg, when we re-up this committee, if we could add 2 community members to the committee as well, we will take resumes and stuff like that for people to have some community input on the committee, so we could work together as with the council and the community to come up with a consensus.
We have any volunteers out there? Okay. Yeah. Okay. When we get to it, we'll at that meeting we'll pick two people from the neighborhood. Right? All right, Mr. Fasolo? Yes. Okay. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Strickland. I'm at 566 Market Street. And I'm so happy because it saved my life. You know, January 11th, 2025, I married the most beautiful woman in the world. February 25th, she passed away from
Sorry.
cancer. You know, I went and moved back to South Jersey with my mother. However, I ended up becoming homeless. And I went to a drug treatment place in Williamstown in October, on October 4th. And I reached out to Mustafa, who's a brother of mine, to see if I can come to a sober living house. And they agreed to let me come. I came on October 23rd, and now I'm employable. I'm a productive member of society, and I'm so grateful for the DV house and what they've done for me as a human. I have my life back. You know, it's an everyday fight, this addiction thing. However, living at the DB house, I can and will succeed. Thank you.
Anyone else care to speak? Yes. In the blue jacket. Yes.
Good evening, council members and residents. My name is Stella Lemberg. I am a resident of Fair Lawn, and I come here as a supporter as well as one of the owners of 58 Miller Avenue. That is a rental property, but I am one of the owners of the facility. I come from a family of, unfortunately, addiction. My dad is currently in a residence facility now for a number of years. He was able to obtain work. He was able to get sober. He was able to get himself up and running with the help of a sober living home. Seeing my brother go through treatment, who spoke earlier, and seeing the effect that it has caused on him, he is now a thriving member of the society. He wants to help other people. He is not only a community leader, he's also a speaker. He goes to facilities to give motivational speeches to help individuals looking for a better life. The people who are living in these facilities choose to do so because they are ready for the final stage before they're able to live on their own. They choose to pay the rent and live in a dorm facility because they may not be able to afford. You know, rent is expensive. Imagine trying to get on your feet, get a job, and imagine doing all that while maintaining a livelihood as you become a thriving member of society, giving back in any way possible. We are supposed to be stigma-free in this area. At least Fair Lawn is. I don't know about Elm Park. Hopefully you are stigma-free as well. How would you say you're stigma-free and yet you You know, the talking when the operator of the home came up and the talking because he speaks and may look a little certain way. And the discrimination is right there. It's pretty obvious. So I come to you as someone just to say, please think about those individuals that you may not see that come up here, may not have the courage to even come to a meeting. They have a right to a home, to community. They are not looking after to hurt children. These are not pedophiles. These are people looking to start a new life. So as someone who saw a brother go through addiction and get not only clean but thrive in a community, give back, volunteer, constantly volunteering, by the way, but to also see my father living in a home, finally finding his place, knowing that he has a community behind him, and I am a real person. You know, you don't realize who could be sitting next to you on a bus, on a train, that may have gone through it or have a family member going through it. So it's really scary when you're not informed, but it's also scary to be alone. So on this holiday season, as people are struggling to pay for food, let them have a community to live somewhere that's safe. And when we looked at the residents, by the way, we tried to find anything that popped up that may cause a problem. We are not trying to be a disturbance to the community. In reality, I volunteer countless hours in my community, and I plan to do so in this community and give back as much as possible. So let's remember this is supposed to be a stigma-free area and consider the positives of what could happen for those people that their lives are changed. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, dear. Anyone else care to speak? Now, I'm going to ask the people that have been up here. Hold on, wait 1 second.
One thing to say.
Wait 1 second.
It's not a stigma.
The people that have been up here, I'm going to ask them to keep it to 2 minutes.
That's fine.
All right, because they've had
It's not a
their say
stigma.
before. Go ahead.
It's not a stigma against anyone that's trying to live in these homes. We as a community, we as taxpayers, we as homeowners are just trying to find out how this happened, why we didn't know about it, who is benefiting from the rents, who is benefiting. There's rent going into these homes, and it's not coming back to the taxpayers. The homeowner's still paying the amount of taxes. And again, I'm sorry that you need to defend yourself about this because you have the same name, and that's not anyone's fault to mention.
We got to stop. It's irrelevant, Ms.
No,
Columbus.
it isn't
No,
irrelevant when
I have to
it's going
protect my
on.
colleague.
Okay.
Everyone here has spoken
That's fine.
very factually and passionately, and you know it's a very easy emotional thing to
Understood.
jump on him, but it is
I'm not jumping on him,
but it's
but
not
it's just
solving
defending.
anything at
I'm
hand
just
here
saying,
at all.
we're not here because there's a stigma against the people. You want to be wonderful community members, we welcome that. We welcome that. We welcome volunteers. We welcome your sermons. We welcome anything that you have to offer. It has nothing to do with you. This is more of a community action. Our community has
You
been
have to,
affected by
excuse
it.
me, you have to address us.
Our community has been affected by it. Me as a homeowner, I have been affected by it. Okay, if my values of my home goes down, if any of our homeowners' values goes down, it's impacting us. And for us not to know about it, for us not to be aware of it. And again, it has nothing to do with the community members. I'm happy if they want to be community members. Let them become sober. Let them become safe, but not without us knowing.
Mayor, if I may, Mayor, the fellow in the blue jacket has put his hand up about at least four times. Sir, just stood up.
Yeah, good evening. It's Peter living on the 87 Lee Street. So it's very interesting that I'm hearing that people came in last time for the meeting and they were dismissed. And that's a shame on you. Because now, because this young girl says, how about do something, and you all of a sudden come up, like, let's do a group, some kind of group to talk about this. You know what this means? You don't deserve to that position. You should be all dismissed because she should be running the show, not you. Shame on you.
Anyone else scared to speak? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Sam. I'm at 201 Lincoln. Sitting here listening to everyone.
Excuse me, sir, did we get his name and address? Go ahead, sir.
Sam. I've been born and raised in Bergen County my entire life. Raised in Mahwah. I am part of this community. I have a house and I pay my taxes in Mahwah. I've known so many people, whether it be cops, firemen, people I went to school with, people on council, mayors in Mahwah. I've known a lot of people. I'm raised by, my father was in, he lived in Ridgewood, graduated in '67. My mother went to Oakland, or Northern Highlands, I forget what high school it is, wherever it is. But it's Bergen County the entire time. I am part of this community. Good people raised me. I'm a good person. I know it. Now, in 1 month from now, on January 17th, I too will have lost my wife for 10 years to brain cancer. I battled with it. No one in my family that I know of has any disease with alcohol or addiction, being a pedophile, anything like that. We're not perfect, but no one has ever struggled with it. I did. I had to go to a sober living. I've been through detoxes. I've never been nudged by a judge. I chose this because I know that I need help. I need help. And I have a loving family. I got 5 nieces. I've been around kids. It's not a problem here. Not everyone is going to be like me. There are a lot of people that don't know anything about me. They see and hear and they fear. They don't want to educate. They want to believe what they know and they hear the horror stories. I went to a sober living because I needed something that my family couldn't give me. They didn't have experience with it. I have a second family. It's not my true family, but it's a second family. It is a healthy environment. You will hear horror stories, but you're not going to hear something about somebody, got a promotion or has met somebody else or has bought a second home. I'm looking to buy a second home, and I'm in a sober living. So I guess what I want to just say is, I hear a lot of passion here. I hear a lot of fear. Not everyone's going to be open-hearted and want to look, but you know what? Some people need it. And you know what? It doesn't take a recovering addict or somebody who's struggling with mental health or anything to do something wrong. It just takes a person that wants to do something wrong. Anybody could do something wrong. Don't shut the door on other people. Open your mind, have your opinion, come to places like this, talk it out. It's a great community. Keep it that way. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else scared to speak?
Sean Mikowski, 52 Miller Ave.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to say that I just take offense that there's any prejudice against sober living, because it's not about that. It's just about the way everything took place. We tried to come to the council, try to get some answers. Oh, it's a state. That's all we got. We went there on December 5th. She could have given us a little more input. And like I told you that day, I said, it seemed like you guys really didn't care. And that's the feeling that we're getting. They said it's nothing against the sober housing. It's just all about the approach. That's what I'm upset about. And Mr. Vasolo, you are a councilman, okay? That is why you're being singled out. When you took that position, that's what you have to accept, okay? It's nothing against you personally, it's just that in your position, okay? I'm sorry you took offense, but that's what you have to take when you're in that position. We elected you to be there and to listen to us and to take that.
I am
and
listening
give
to
us,
you.
Okay?
And I
Okay.
proposed the committee.
All right. yeah.
And,
Well,
which I'm not going to
look-
sit on
look what
to
it
not
took.
taint it.
Look what it took.
No, but even
Look
if.
what it took. It took
even
all
if-
of us to be here today for it to happen. When we went there, it was a smaller group on December 5th. We could have done something that day.
We
But no,
couldn't.
it took it to have a crowd, right?
We couldn't take action in the
Okay,
back of
why?
the work
Why?
session. It's a work session. You
Okay,
have
but
to wait
then
till a
why
public
could you say?
meeting.
I said, okay. I know the lawyer said, oh, we can't have a paper trail. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, why can't we talk to somebody face to face without any, just give us some input. That's
couldn't-
why we're here.
we
And I
couldn't-
understand, that's what you're doing. Okay, maybe at a work session. But you could have told us, okay, maybe we can do that on the QT. Like I said, I know most of yous, and I'm disappointed in you. Okay?
Anyone else care to speak? If not, I will close the public session. 11th hour.
Doris Webster, 124 Phillip Avenue. I lived in this town for 79 years. I've sat up there. I was on the Board of Education, everything that you could put in here, and volunteered. I sat and listened to what went on. I feel sorry for the houses that you were brought into, and that this town was not told before this, that you used to have to sit here and be abused. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart, and I know a lot of the residents too. It's not you.
Doris, you have to address us.
Okay,
You remember?
That they were not told. The town was not told. It wasn't against the people that are here that want to be sober living. Mike, I know we have community policing. Is there any possible way of starting a program for these gentlemen and women to come and be with the community policing, to start a program for them? So this way the members of this town could get together and know who they are and recognize them, so they're not saying, oh, look at this one, oh, look at that one, does that one belong to that one? This way, at least they'll belong to our town. They'll belong to our family that, I call this my family for so long. But I think, we could do it. We can make them feel comfortable, just like we feel comfortable. Danny, I'm going to miss you. I really mean, from Board of Education with me, all the way up to here. I wish you the best of everything you could have for you and health and your family. And everybody, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to enter into executive?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss attorney-client privilege information, minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting. Where's the mouse?
They literally take our fun.